What's good, y'all, man? We are back again with another video, man. And today we are finally doing it. I'm finally going to show you guys my All-Star ballot. As of right now, we still got a couple more weeks, probably 3-4 weeks before All-Stars are set. So today we're going to focus on the Eastern All-Stars because I'm not about to sit here and drop a 40-minute video by myself. No, this is why, if you like talking sports, hit me up. I kind of want to do a sports podcast with just other people because it helps me. It will help me out more. Because I'm not just by myself, talking by myself. I have other topics I can go to. So if you want to do a podcast with me, hit me up. I'll hit you back. I ain't no famous nigga. But other than that, we're here. We're talking about the Eastern All-Stars first. How I did it was, named the captain, then I named the guards, the forwards, then I had guards on the bench, forwards on the bench, and I had 2 wild card players. And then if I feel like it, I'll add an injury reserve player at the end. So, to start off, the captain of this team, for me, is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, it was between him and KD, and it's going to be like that in real life. But as of right now, Giannis has beaten KD twice. When they played each other, Giannis has had the better games. And it's kind of an argument who's been having a better season. And for me, I have to give it to Giannis because all those factors. I have to give it to Giannis. Giannis this season has been averaging 28 points, 11.4 rebounds, 6 assists, 54 from the field, 27 from 3, 69 from the line. Another one of Giannis' seasons just going under the radar. I don't understand what it is and like how some people still have doubts in this man or just people don't like giving him his credit. But he's having another MVP type season. The NBA, they're giving him his credit. They have him on top of the leaderboard in the MVP race, and I agree with that. But a lot of people will give it to like LeBron and KD or even Steph, not really realizing Giannis is having another great season, probably a better season than his last MVP. Dominating on both sides of the ball. He has been in and out the lineup a little bit with COVID, and then I think he had that one leg injury. But he has been looking crazy. Yesterday he looked crazy. His bag definitely got deeper. The whole thing about he has no bag, that stuff, that's over with. That shot at the end of that first quarter was nasty. And it wasn't nothing like weird. I mean, nothing different or nothing. But for him, a 7-foot guy who just for the past few years, his whole notion was he can't shoot. What he did was got to a spot, rose up right over LaMarcus Aldridge. That was beautiful. And that showed growth in his game. And I love to see that from him. And I think he deserves to be the captain of the team. So, next we're going into the guard. And for the first guard I have in this lineup, now, it's guards. It doesn't say point guard and shooting guards. It says guards. So, for the first guard I have in this lineup, Zach LaVine. He's not the first as far as like I think the best guard in the Eastern Conference this whole season has been DeMar DeRozan, and he is the second guard in the starting lineup. But I just wanted to name him first. Zach LaVine, kind of diminishing that whole empty stat stuff. All the stuff that he had about him. He can't pass. He can't score with others around him. He can't play off ball. He can't play defense. That stuff, that ship is that's sailed. It's sailed. It just proves when you get a winning team around somebody, they'll step their game up. Like when Devin Booker, his whole thing was, oh, he's just not a good defender. But when he got a team around him, they're actually winning games, not getting blown up by 3. Now, I'm going to go stick defense. Cat. Now their team's actually winning games, I'm going to go stick defense. That's just what it is. And Zach LaVine has been doing that this year. This whole year he's been averaging 26 points, 4.2 assists. One thing about his game that a lot of people said he wasn't really that good at was passing. 4.2 assists for a shooting guard is really good. Unless you're Colin Sexton, which they expect you to average fucking 8 assists. But I'm not even going to that. But yeah, 4.2 assists while shooting 50 from the field, from the floor, and 40 from 3. As consistent as it gets. 85 from the line, which I don't understand. That's not even low. But for a motherfucker that shoot 50, 40, 85, Zach, come on, guys. Come on. But yeah, he's having a real dominant season. The best shooting guard this season. I would still take Devin Booker over him as far as in general. But the best shooting guard this season stepped it up on defense, and they're actually playing winning basketball, and I just can't wait to see him in the playoffs. I hope they make like a 3 seed and get to play like a team like the Celtics in the first round or even the Raptors. That would be a fun series, and I just can't wait to see him with the bright lights on them. I think this Bulls team, they're kind of scary. I don't want to give them that contender thing yet, but if you was to say they're a contender, I wouldn't be mad at you. They definitely deserved it. And then number 2, I already talked about him, DeMar DeRozan, 26 points, 4.6 assists, another guy that can play make. 48 from the field, 35 from the line. Again, consistent. He's been dominating from the mid-range. And this is why I wanted DeMar DeRozan on the Grizzlies so bad this offseason. I just would love to see him and Ja play together. But him and Zach has been really fun. Y'all know the last couple of shots that he hit for game 1 is the one against the Wizards, the one against the Trailblazers, the Pacers. He's been playing real fun, and he looks like he's having fun over there, bro. He has been the most clutch player in the league this season as far as fourth quarter points, and he's just been simply dominating. It looks like every person that's on him has been a mismatch. He's back to prime DeMar. I think this is the best DeMar DeRozan I've ever seen. The one in Toronto is cool, but like this DeMar DeRozan got an all-around game. Like I just told you, I averaged 4.6 assists. He's even shooting it more from the 3 this year. I think I like this DeMar DeRozan more than any DeMar DeRozan that we've seen so far. So shout out to DeMar. Now the forwards, pretty self-explanatory. No ifs, ands, or buts. First one, KD, 29 points. Damn near 30. It's 29.9. 7.8 rebounds, damn near 8. 5.8 assists, damn near 6. Shooting 51 from the field, 37 from 3. Still the argument who's the best player in the world. I think it's between him and Giannis. And I think Giannis has kind of opened my eyes up to that. Like I've been saying, I thought KD was the best player in the world since 2017. But Giannis is on some other shit. But yeah, KD has been probably the next most consistent player. I don't think we can get that from James Harden. He's been kind of on and off. KD has stepped it up tremendously on the defensive side. I would love to see KD on the all-defensive team. I don't think he would get it just because it's KD. When you think about KD, you think about offense. But KD is their defense. Nicholas Claxton is just not that on defense. They don't even play Bruce Brown. He's basically the only defender. When Trae Young was dogging them, they put KD on Trae Young. So I would love to see him on the all-defensive team. I doubt he'd get on there. But KD is the first forward on the starters. And then the last one, Joel Embiid. Stepped it up the last month and a half. Because I swear, if he ain't stepping up, Jared Allen would have been in the starting five. I ain't gonna lie, Jared Allen has been the second best center this whole season on the East. But Joel Embiid, 26.8 points, 10 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 47 from the field, 38 from 3. I don't know if y'all watch Joel Embiid, bro, but the shit that he does in that big old body, I'm talking about like guard moves, dribble pull-up, dribble hezzy pull-ups, it's nasty, bro. It's KD level, but not as fast as KD do it, or probably not as like smooth as KD do it. But Joel's game is crazy. To see where he came from Cameroon to Kansas to like what the shit that he doing right now, that is crazy, bro. And now he's elevated on the playmaker side of the ball. I think we gotta have that Joel Embiid Jokic debate. A lot of people, since Jokic has been doing good the last season, even doing even better this season, they'll give it to Jokic. But let's not act like if Joel never got injured last year, he wouldn't have won that motherfucking MVP. Because Joel was dogging last year. And I think he's doing even better this year. The playmaking has gone up a lot. And he is the only defense that they have on this team. So, obviously, the defense is going up a lot. And the team is 5th in the East because we're 6th and they're right over us. Yeah, they're 5th in the East. And he's the only star on the team because Tyrese is still trying to learn how to play in NBA. Tobias. Seth does his thing, probably the second best player on the 76ers the whole year. But that's not who you want to be a second best player. I love Seth, but I wouldn't want him to be my second best player. And Joel's been carrying the team, so shout out to Joel. Now to the bench. First guard off the bench. I'm going to say this off the rip. If the team was winning, and I know people are going to say, like, why does it have to be all winning and losses? That's just how I do it. If the team was winning, this dude would have been the starter. Trae Young. The only player in the league, top 3 in scoring and top 3 in assisting. I had to give it to Trae Young. I wanted to give him that starting spot, but how dominant the Bulls have been, I feel like they definitely deserve 2 all-star starters. Not 2 all-stars. They need 2 starters. So I had to get that to them. But Trae Young, man, 28.3 points. 9.6 assists, 45 from the field, 37 from 3. He has been the only consistent piece on this team. Other players have been out with injuries and protocols. And he kind of been carrying, even though the team is really underwhelming. If I'm not mistaken, they are the 13th seed. which is pretty bad. But I can't put it all on Trey, or I can't even put it on them because they're going through a lot. They are the 12th seed. But that's how they started off last year. They started off pretty slow, and then they went over the hump, and they started going crazy, and ended up being the 5th seed. So that's not too far out of the way, but Trey has been really good this season. And like I said, if the team was winning, he would be starting. Next. This is not a controversial pick, but for me it is. I'm going to put James Harden right here. I don't think James Harden is like a for sure bench piece on the All-Star team. I would kind of discuss James Harden being in the wild card spot, but I know off of fan votes he's gonna make it off the bench. But this season he's been trashed. I'm not gonna lie. Assist wise he's been decent, but scoring wise, motherfucker just had 16 points yesterday. Averaging 22 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, decent numbers, but 41 from the field, 33 from the 3? Like, what's up? Is it the new basketball that the NBA has? Or is it he's not getting his calls? Because when he's getting his calls, he's averaging a lot of numbers when he's getting his calls. Like, the other day he got his calls, had 15 free throws, dropped 37 points. When he gets his calls, he's going to do James Harden stuff. But when he's not getting his calls, he's not doing nothing. Hey, he started off completely slow, and I don't think he's even gotten back to the point where he's looking like James Harden again. He'll have a couple games here and there where he'll do his thing, but like other than that, KD is hard carrying the whole team. And I think it's some guards that I'm gonna have to put in the wild card spot because they don't have the name of James Harden. I think it's some guards that deserve it over James Harden off the bench. But I'll tell you about that later. Going into the forward spot, we in Cleveland, so I'm gonna name it off the rip. Jared Allen deserves it. I think it's unanimous. Has been the second best center in the East all season. Averaging 17 points, 10 rebounds, 70% from the field is crazy. It's crazy. Him and Evan Mobley have been dominant defensively. And the one thing that I didn't like that the Cavs did was sign him to a $25 million contract. And my whole thing was he's just a center that catches lobs and is really good on defense. Well, he told me shut the fuck up. He told me to shut up because he came back and his offense has gotten way better. His footwork has gotten way better, and he's getting stronger in the paint. He kind of got bullied yesterday. Yusuf Nurkic is a big motherfucker. He kind of got bullied yesterday, but he still dropped 13-13 while shooting 8 for 9 from the field. His offense has gotten way better. Him and Darius are just clicking on all levels, and he has been the leader of this team. So shout out to Jared Allen. I think he deserves his first All-Star this year. Keep going. Hopefully he can make an All-NBA team. I think it's far-fetched, but hopefully so. Number 2, probably one of the most underrated players in the league, Jimmy Butler. 23 points, 5.9 rebounds, 5.4 assists, shooting 50% from the field. Criminally underrated. I know he's been out in and out the lineup a lot, but this Heat team is top 4 in the East. They deserve one All-Star. I don't think you're going to give it to Tyler Hero. I think you give it to their leader, Jimmy Butler. I think he deserves his All-Star spot. Going into the playoffs, this Heat team at full strength, they're scary. Be honest with you, they're scary. I kind of underrated them in the beginning of the season. They're scary. Get Bam back, get Duncan back, and you having Tyler Hero, Kyle Guy, Max Strauss come off the bench with Dwayne Dedmon. They're scary. That shooting just scares the fuck out of me. But yeah, they're scary. Now this next one is controversial. A lot of people give it to Jason Tatum. I might be crazy for saying I'm not putting Jason Tatum right here. I might even be crazy for saying I don't have Jason Tatum on my ballot. I might have gained a lot of loss of subscribers right there. I might have lost a lot of subscribers right there. I don't have Jason Tatum on here. The Celtics been trash. He's been on and off. Too many times in the fourth quarter where he just hasn't been there at all. I probably got to put him on here. But this is my list. I don't care what you say. Pascal Siakam. It's crazy for you. It's not crazy for me. Pascal has been hooping. He's been really underrated this season. Averaging 20.3 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 47 from the field, 33 from the 3. I told y'all his playmaking has got way better. His rebounding got way better. And I think just because he didn't have the season that he had in 2019, 2020, I think people decided to write him off a lot. Said he was kind of overrated last year. Even without really watching him play, he got way better last year, and I think he's starting to become an all-around player, bringing them playmaking along, also being a really good defender, being a leader for, not the leader for this team, but being, for me, the best player of this team. And I think he deserves an all-star spot. Now, being honest with you, the Raptors have 2 all-stars on my list. Do they deserve it? Probably not. I just can't put Jason Tatum right there. I can't. So, my first wild card spot, Fred VanVleet. And it sucks because, no, I'm not even going to say that. Fred VanVleet, first all-star on my wild card, averaging 21.7 points, 5 rebounds, 6.8 assists, shooting 44 from the field, 40 from 3. These last, 6-7 games, averaging 30 points, 8 and 5, 8 and 6, just completely dominating. Just had a 37, 10 and 10 game yesterday. His first triple-double of his career. His career arc, crazy. Story, crazy. Second-round pick, NBA champion, soon to be all-star. I don't think we cannot take this moment away from Fred VanVleet, bro. He has been nothing but less just fun to watch, and I think he really deserves this all-star spot. And on my list, I got Darius Garland, but I think Darius Garland might not make it because Fred's hooping. LaMelo might get the votes for him to be on there. So that sucks, but I had Darius Garland on my team, on my list. This is my last player on this list. Averaging 20 points, 7.3 assists, 47 from the field, 38 from 3. My one argument is when he's not here, we suck. We suck. Especially without Ricky Rubio, we suck. And that's an argument you can even say with Fred VanVleet. When both of these players are not on their team, they both of the teams suck. And I think that has to be talked about in an argument. When you look at a player like LaMelo, when LaMelo was out, Charlotte was still winning some games with Terry Rozier, what's his name, Miles Bridges, Gordon Hayward. They were still winning some games. Kelly Oubre having a really good season. Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday might have it over Darius. I'm not gonna lie. In my eyes, if I take the bias out, even though I'm a big Drew Holiday fan, so it's still kind of some bias here. If I take the bias out, Drew Holiday got it over Darius. But on my list, Darius got it. He's been having a really good year. These last 10 games, been averaging 24 and 8. Playing real dominant yesterday. He played really aggressive. I like to see that from him. And he is the leader of this team. And I think we go as far as he goes. So, that's it for my list. Let me know how you like my list. Tomorrow, most likely, we will have the Western Conference All-Stars. The East is pretty hard. I'm not going to lie. The East is pretty hard. I probably got to take Pascal out. If this was like a bigger podcast and I had like 15,000 subscribers, I would get a lot of hate for that. I would. But hopefully we get there one day. 15,000 sounds pretty nice. So I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.